Another fantastic way to find deals is just through networking, not just agents, which is always a good place, even if you are or aren't an agent yourself. Great resource, but basically everybody you talk to should know you're buying and selling homes. That's where this one came from on Deal by Deal episode 32 back in 2017. So an agent called with a listing coming up that was the type of property I was investing a lot in at the time. This was a mobile home on its own land in rough shape. I think it was like an estate sale, or maybe they just went to like a retirement home, but this place needed work. It was on a nice lot in a decent area. It was right up our alley. And if you work with agents a lot, this isn't the type of property that as an agent we like to deal with. We don't get paid very much. It's just not worth our time for the amount of effort that needs to go into it. But like a good agent, she knew who to call, and that was me. And that was a good lead for me to follow up on, and we made this purchase. So this was a mobile home on land TISCO deal that we did. Like so many before, we bought this for I think $35,000 or $40,000, and we didn't test the septic when we bought it. A lot of people thought that was weird that I wouldn't necessarily test the septics when I bought the properties, but at the time a septic was about $7,000, quite a bit more now, but dollars worth a lot less now. So we didn't have it tested when we bought it, but when we sold it, we're working on it, the septic had failed, so we had to get that replaced. That was on top of the regular rehab that we did. We worked on the roof some, the flooring, the paint, just the basic, broken window here and there. And I think we might have put a new heater in it. So when it was all said and done, I think we're into it for $50,000 or $55,000, and we sold it I think for $95,000 or $100,000, maybe $99,000 is what we sold that for. We found the money through private investors, so we called up some folks that had some money that lent in some previous deals. They lent the money to us at 10% interest at the time, and we paid them back monthly, had that amortized out for quite a while. And then we had, when we sold it, we got a down payment, and then we charged them 10% interest, and we make a nice split in the difference, not just the equity that we built for our efforts, but we're getting interest on top of that as well. Quick note on the septic, I think that was the first time that we had one where the field failed and the tank didn't, and there was room to put in another field right beside it. So if you're unfamiliar with septic systems, what they were able to do on this one is instead of replacing the leach field entirely, they just put a second one in. And so between the tank and the leach field, they actually teed off with a valve. So the new leach field would be utilized for a number of years, and the existing previous leach field that had failed will quite often kind of heal themselves just through the natural course of events with rainwater over the years. The bacteria and solids and stuff that's in that field that's clogged it up can heal itself by biodegrading. So if they ever have issues with the new field, they can use a little valve T changer and swap back to the old one and at least be able to milk it along for a while, but it may be completely fixed. So that's a neat little trick to check for. It doesn't always work because sometimes they need that space to put the new one, and there's other factors that make it not work, but it's a good option sometimes. So we've had the same buyers there for several years. They've fallen behind a few times and gotten caught back up. So we're making quite a bit of money on that as we keep paying down our loan. They're not making as much progress on theirs because of the times that they've been on in default. They did fall behind quite a ways at one point during COVID, and then they got some COVID relief funds that came in and got that caught back up. But overall, this is a pretty typical TISCO deal with an old mobile home on its own land, about an acre or so, and it just continues to drop a check in our account month after month after month for years. So anyways, if you're interested in buying, selling, investing passively, any of that, give me a call. If you guys have any real estate needs whatsoever, please reach out. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, and you can find me on any of these other places that you enjoy your content. So thanks very much, really appreciate it.